What's up, guys? So I've been watching my videos because you do watch your own stuff, especially when you're editing it. You watch it over and over again. I realize my videos are boring. It's unfortunate, but I realize I talk a lot in my videos and not a lot actually happens. I'm hoping that will change soon, but pretty much what has happened was I had a broken engine and I couldn't use it. So all my content that I planned on making of me working on the engine, trying to get the engine running on a stand and painting the engine and all that stuff went out the window with just finding out bad news about the engine not being what I thought it was. So the last video I did, I told y'all I'm not going to do the Duramax. The Duramax, at this point, it's out of the picture. It's going to be too much money to do, and I'm just, hey, over here. I'm just not really interested in doing it. So I need to come up with another plan. I was like, hey, maybe I'll do an LS. Should I do an LS? And I was asking if I needed to do the Duramax, but I was already saying I wasn't going to. The money's just too much. You can go so much further on an LS for the money, and I should do an LS. So I took a poll on Instagram, which turned out 50-50, and I threw a wild card into the poll, like, what about maybe a 12-valve Cummins? It's like the LS swap of diesels. Everybody uses Cummins engines, and there's a reason. They're so simple. The 5.9 liter 12 valves are so simple, and they work. They work good. So that was an option too. And you can find them pretty cheap, especially locally here in Texas. Pretty easy to find. So the poll ended up 50-50. So I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I would do an LS. Maybe I'll do a Cummins. We'll figure that out as we go. But then I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to video for y'all? I mean, yes, my garage is an absolute nightmare right now. I mean, it is a wreck. There is stuff everywhere. And then I was thinking also too, the downside of doing an LS is I cannot use this Allison transmission over here. Check this thing out. This thing's huge. I would love to use this. But also I don't really want to use this on a Cummins because I looked up what it costs to adapt an Allison 5-speed to a Cummins, and it's like $5,000 in adapter plates. Which is fine because, it's like not like I have. Sorry, I'm using a camera thing to try to study the camera. But, it's fine. Not like I have a Cummins. Or do I? So, do I have a Cummins? Let's come over here to this end of the garage, this end of the nightmare, and see what I have here. When I posted that thing on Instagram, someone reached out to me and said, hey, I have a friend who's selling a 5.9 liter Cummins, a 12 valve. I'm still learning about Cummins, but this wasn't the Cummins I was looking for. I was looking for the 93 to 98.5, which has the P pump on it, the inline pump, which this one isn't. This is the rotary pump, the VE44, but they're really the same engine. And you can still put that other pump on this one, but this is still a super stout, super basic engine. Turns over, feels good turning over. I won't know if it has blow-by till I start it. The guy who I bought it from, who's a super nice guy, assured me it doesn't have blow-by. But why did I buy a Cummins? Well, because for a Cummins, with the automatic transmission, which you can see I made a mess because I spilt it everywhere because I unloaded this thing on my own, was $1,200. This was a really good deal. Supposedly this thing has about 170,000 miles is what you saw on the dashboard of the truck that he pulled it from. But all in all, it looks like it's in pretty good shape. But even if this, let's say it has blow by, To buy an engine rebuild kit for Cummins with pistons is $899, $900. So I get pistons, bearings, gaskets, everything, where everything for the Duramax is just way more expensive. I would love to do that Duramax in the truck, but this is more logical. The fuel injection is mechanical. Over here, there's like one wire to this fuel pump, and it just runs off the timing of the engine. So as long as the engine's got, you know, the timing and everything set up correctly, which it should because it's all stock, this thing will just run, you know, and I can probably get this fired up on the engine stand as soon as we put this nightmare back together. The big project now is take all of these parts everywhere in my garage and piece this thing back together as rebuildable cores. The bottom end is rebuildable easily, probably just maybe, I don't even know if it needs a set of rings. I think it just needs head work. But basically set it up so I can sell this thing for someone who wants to build, you know, a really badass LBZ and already has an LBZ and just wants to build something on the side and then swap their other parts over to it, versus me trying to sell it as a complete engine and putting it completely back together. You know, there's a lot of stuff I don't know. I don't know if the turbo is good, so I'll try to sell the turbo as a core for someone that needs a core to do it, get a turbo. Fuel injection, I can probably core all that stuff out, sell it as cores. But mostly I just need to get this stuff all cleaned up, picked up, sold, and get it out of here, or just at least get it into the corner so I can get the Cummins onto the engine stand and we can start working at trying to get that fired up. So that's really what's going to be happening next. I do want to get my garage cleaned up some because it is a nightmare in here. You know, usually I have a nice workable garage, and ever since I moved in this house, I haven't done that. So I need to take the time to do that. But first I need to get this stuff put together, at least pushed off into a corner so I can start organizing and just getting things out of the way. And my old house, I had a nice storage shed. I don't have one at this house, so I need to find homes for all the miscellaneous stuff, especially the stuff that I've gathered since having kids. I need to just try to find homes for it. But that's where we're at now. We have a 5.9 liter 12 valve Cummins. I think it's the BT6 is what this thing is called. And this is what we're going with. We're going to start on this thing now and try to have a Cummins powered Chevy dually. Cool things about this engine, you know, they don't make a ton of power in its current form. But with a little bit of money, about the cost of a cam with valve springs and, you know, other parts and tuning that it takes to put a cam in an LS, you can do ARP head studs, a turbo, fuel injectors, a part for the fuel pump that will allow it to pump more, an exhaust manifold, and this thing will make like somewhere around 550 foot-pounds of torque at 300 horsepower, which is plenty for the dually that I'm going to build. I want a truck that can pull stuff and have my family in it and make cool turbo noises. That's really all I care about. You know, I'm not trying to build a race truck. You know, I'm not doing what I did with my LS truck. I'm thinking I'm going to attempt to have this transmission built and use this transmission. This is a Dodge A518. I think it's also known as a, don't quote me on this, maybe an R46 or a 46R. I don't remember. I don't know much about Dodge transmissions. You know, I really would have liked a 4L80E, but that's also computer controlled. This is made to mate with this engine. I already have the adapter plate and everything to put that on there. It's all over here in this pile of goodies that the original owner gave me. So we should be good to go as far as the Cummins goes. The biggest thing is, let's get it on the stand. Let's get it started up. Let's see if there's any blow by and try to decide if we want to buy the rebuild kit for this and do the rebuild. But that's the direction I'm going, unless I change my mind. Maybe if it needs rebuilt, I don't have a lot of money invested in this, I could still swap to an LS. I'm not in a hurry here. I still got 2 months left before I really have the money to dig into this project. But it looks like we're going Cummins diesel, and that excites me. I like Cummins diesels. That was always my plan when I said I wanted to build one of these. So now I have one. let's go for it. I appreciate y'all watching the video. I promise to have some content soon that is more exciting than just me talking, because I'm pretty sure you're tired of hearing that, because I'm tired of watching my videos over and over again during editing to listen to me talking. So like and subscribe to the videos if you enjoy the content, and I appreciate the people that continue to watch my videos. Thank you guys.